Yo, what the deal, what the deal, what the deal? It's real in the battlefield. It's your boy Foul Sharpton reporting on the Bamboozled Again News Network. Forgive me, y'all. I just observing the signs of the times in real time. It's hard to even quantify what you feel, what you perceive. You know what I mean? That's why it'd be hard for me to kind of get into a flow of making a YouTube video because, and I ain't even talking about, and I think what's happening, let's say in, Hollywood or rap or with them upper echelon people stepping down and all that. I'm also seeing the same thing in real time in my community amongst people I know. Everybody losing it, yo. They can't mentally hold up. And I think that's because what's happening is whatever dirt you've done that you haven't repented for or came to grips with, any previous gripes or hangups you may have that you haven't effectively dealt with, even at the very bare minimum, just come to some level of acceptance and then move on. These things are now coming to the surface, and they're being brought to the surface by seemingly minuscule things. You see what I'm saying? We can look at the New Breed Ringo situation. A slight infraction has caused this mountain of just a debacle. You know what I'm saying? Over a perceived slight, which I would like to believe if a perceived slight goes this far, it was in your heart to begin with. It just needed something to bring it to the forefront, an opportunity, a situation. Whatever's going on truly in people's hearts and people's souls can't be hidden anymore. The mask that people are wearing of who they're portraying themselves to be is slipping off. If we look at, Hollywood, rap, whatever. Yeah, they might rap a certain way. Yeah, everybody ain't nobody perfect. You know what I'm saying? People might have struggles. That ain't what I'm talking about. These people are being revealed to be exactly what they are. Monstrosities upon the earth. Scourges upon the earth. You know what I mean? Masquerading as angels of light. You know what I mean? They see them on TV. They take, like, even the people at the old job. Social media posts, cutting ribbons and everybody smiling. But behind closed doors, behind the veil, I feel like the old person, like your old grandparents, like, you might come around, they ask you what's going on, then you tell them, and they're blown away, and they just can't fathom, like, why you do that? How's that going on? You know what I'm saying? While at the same time, like, I had a couple, like, my uncle was like this. He just knew everything about everything, even though he wasn't physically there. So you tell him a story, he'd be like, oh, yeah, that's why they did that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Not only do he know that they did it, how they did it, he knows the reason as to why they did it in the first place and be dead accurate. Like that old man wisdom and knowledge. He got third grade education, but you don't see him out here getting bamboozled or effed over by women and all that type of stuff, man. This is crazy, yo. Yo, I was just thinking, bro, we're in this space without wisdom and discernment. It's actually dangerous to do things the quote unquote right way. Like without wisdom and discernment. Okay, get married. That sounds great. But in this modern time, in this country, in this society, it's dangerous. Man, I'm pretty sure we've all seen video clippings, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. And yeah, I'm not, brothers, do whatever they do, you know what I'm saying? But the level of the wickedness of the modern woman is mind-boggling to the point where they have to be soulless at this point. The only time you see any kind of remorse is if a consequence come because of their decisions and behaviors. Just like P. Diddy. He not sorrowful because he's come to the realization of all the dirt he's done. He's sorrowful that the consequence came and now he's forced to sit with it and deal with it and all the trinkets and luxuries of life have been stripped away from it. Now they saying he on unalive watch. If I can't live in a delusion, I don't want to be here. Boy, it's real in the battlefield, Jack. You know what I mean? Either one or two things are happening. Either you're trending and evolving upward, health or whatever, phase of the journey you're on. Either you're trending and evolving upward, you know what I'm saying? Getting rid of old vices, coming to grips with your past, or, forgiving others and moving forward. Or you're going down like a meteorite. You understand me? That's why I tell people, you have to live by faith, Because if, like with the P. Diddy, and I just find so many just points of wisdom from this whole P. Diddy situation. Now what may be coming, like I told the people at the job. Okay, you can turn the blind eye, or you can, stay in your lane, mind your business, right? But if you see something ain't right, and you continue to stay, your silence then becomes complicity. So if you see some stuff or you're around and they can prove that you're privy to certain information and did nothing, you just as guilty as everybody else. This ain't no different than, let's say, the child getting molested by the older person, and in an effort to maintain the image of the family, we blackball the victim. Yo, where's the love, B? Word up, man. Ain't no love in the heart of the city. Ain't no love on the other side of town. Man, they make songs about it like the Here It Go. Yo, now I realize, we was thinking it was just, singing, rapping, entertainment. There are a whole plethora of messages that they was talking about. And I'm just internalizing and saying it. Yo, they was actually telling us stuff back then, yo. Like when DMX said, when it rains, Negroes get wet, stay dry. It's raining. It's actually literally kind of drizzling where I'm at now. But it's raining and everybody's getting wet. But if you see the storm coming, then you just go in shelter or you get an umbrella. The belief that I can just operate any kind of way out here and it's never coming back. And that's what used to blow me away with certain individuals. I'm like, yo, how's you not nervous? Yo? I'm thinking, because I tend to think how I would do things or how I would feel in a situation. So I see somebody doing all whatever it may be. And based on my relation, I might pull up like, tap, yo, hey, cuz, yo, you ain't nervous, yo? Like, you know you just messed them peoples over, right? You like, I don't see you look no, like, and I kind of personally know the person or whatever. So then I'm thinking, I'm knowing, like, you not really, like, built like that. Like, how do you walk around? Like, the delusion is stupendous, yo. We're in this flip-floppity, I haven't used that word in a minute, flip-floppity kind of thing, where the weak are portraying themselves to be strong. And then when they're placed in certain situations, we see no strength. Those who are actually strong, there's an agenda to make you look weak. Or that you're not who you're portraying yourself to be, which is blowing their mind. They can't fathom that. How you don't have an ulterior motive. How'd you just do that out the kindness of your heart with no ulterior agenda? You got to have one. Their minds can't fathom the fact you're nothing like them. That's why the quote unquote chosen don't fit into society or have these isolation periods or are very diligent about who they deal with and how they deal with them. Because you probably had these repeated experiences. And maybe, as far as me, earlier on in my journey, I'm like, yo, why me? Like, I couldn't put my finger on it. And of course, with the help of YouTube, mother, brother, it helped give me insight into not just that, but my life track and why things went a certain way. Why was I betrayed by the people I did the most for? That don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Why I can't get away with the stuff everybody else get away with and turn a blind eye. You know what I'm saying? It gave me better insight and wisdom as to why that was. Technically, You're in the world, but you ain't of it. That's why it make it, like, I just realized now when I was younger, like the world and the way it operated and constructed and how I seen people did, it made absolutely positively no sense to me. Why I gotta do that? Why you do that? Why I gotta pander? Like, I was always asking why. And nobody could give me a definitive answer that made any sense to my brain. So of course, I kind of went my own, way. Like, at that time, I tend to live life based on my rules. You know what I'm saying? Not even in a bad sense, but just in the sense of what was conducive to where I stand at, where my principles was at, where my beliefs was at. You see what I'm saying? And the crazy thing about it, by me doing that, it actually made my life hard. I wouldn't say I guess life is hard just because of how it's set up now, but I've become just so used to hardship, it's just normal to me. But the very things that I effectively work through, manage, pray over, whatever, keep it moving, a fraction of these things are causing people to figuratively jump out the window. And in my perspective, I'm like, yo, that ain't even all that, yo, and you ready to lose it. Like, yo, you ready to give your kids away for that? Huh? Ain't you the parent? Like, it's so crazy how people want the title of things, but not the responsibility and the duty that come with it or thereof. You know what I'm saying? Say in the modern black community, they want the title of mother for whatever benefit they can use, financially, in the system, whatever. But the modern woman isn't raising none of these kids. Then we try and figure out why the community look the way it do. But they'll still tell you we don't need no father. Unless we need some money or come get us out of a situation that we didn't put ourselves in. And then here's the tripping part. After you get us out of it, or after you help us in this, we act like we don't need you no more. Yo, where else I'm living at, yo? It's almost like I'm almost going through a certain level, I don't want to call it detachment, but just like sometimes it feel like the reality I'm perceiving with my eyeballs and my five senses, like it's not real. And technically I guess it's not, but it's just like, it's almost like I'm navigating through, like I've been implanted into a video game. You know what I mean? Now when I go to sleep I can log out, but then when I wake up, like life is like a video game board. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, like, where I'm at now, Baltimore doesn't exist until I travel to that board. You see what I'm saying? And then when I go there, the non-playable characters are all programmed to do what they're supposed to do. That's how I'm that's how I'm able to navigate certain stuff. Societally, relationally, interpersonally, because I'm understanding and seeing that everyone is programmed to operate a certain way. So based on how I identify this particular character, I know how to move around them or how to deal with them when I have to engage. Because they're all programmed to do a certain thing. Like that Nazi scientist guy who made this scientific, I guess what you would call it, a scientific revelation that human beings are no more than biological machines. And under that premise, if it's a machine, you can program a machine. I don't know if he's true or not, but he made it true. And after, the fall of Nazi Germany, they recruited those scientists over here. That's how, our culture, our belief systems, our value systems have, incrementally changed. But they're speeding it up now. Since, let's even say the 80s. Like, I was born in 82. I've seen the world change over a couple times. In almost 42 years I've been on Earth. You know what I mean? It's insane. Like, to see like what I'm saying now too is people that are familiar from memory look unfamiliar to me. You see what I'm saying? Like, we might have played ball together in high school. I see you now, and I'm not saying you physically look bad or anything like that. Whatever's operating in you, I don't recognize. That's what it is. You know what I mean? It's almost like technically I'm on an alien planet attempting to find my way back home. You know what I'm saying? And that's my pursuit. Of course, I have to do whatever I have to do to survive, maintain, obtain resources to rebuild my ship, right? But ultimately, the goal is to get up out of here, to go home where I feel like a place of belonging, where you don't necessarily have to have your guard up all the time. You know what I mean? While your when your spidey, like you can just take off your armor and exhale. You're safe. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to question or place in the back of my mind. Like my background apps in my brain don't have to constantly analyze your mannerisms and voice inflection. And you know what I'm saying? Because now we're in this space where it's no different than the Matrix to me, right? Where I'm under this belief now that anybody who isn't called by the Most High in whatever capacity can be hacked by the adversary, spiritually hacked, and then behave in a way that I've never seen them behave before, as a way of getting to me. You see what I'm saying? Because he can't really get me to step off the path, and I'll face my various, temptations, so on and so forth, which I believe I've passed, which is saying something, because prior to this trip, I'm assuming I done failed all the tests I've ever had. But now I'm passing tests I don't even know if I'm taking until after the fact. I didn't even know I was taking that test. You know what I'm saying? But it's insane, like, folk I done had to cut off, and folk who, just, I don't even know what the word for it.
Put that bag on the back of the truck.
Folk who, excuse me, y'all, landscape here. The folk who just even, it's just hard to even quantify at times. It's just, and then, in my heart of hearts, I still got love for just humanity as a whole. But now I'm starting to, at least here in Babylon, we're becoming subhuman. Hold on, y'all.
You heard that?
Hey, what you doing? What you got?
You got a fish.
Oh, all right.
You got a flounder in there and a kingfish in there.
Oh, right there now.
Yes, sir.
That'll work. Was you fresh out the water?
Yeah, I caught him yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, caught him yesterday.
All right.
Yeah, fresh out the water.
See, that's one of the benefits of living in the country. People just stop by and give you fish. You know what I mean? That's And actually, speaking on that note, I know everybody in their particular situations. We should probably try to, definitely get into nature, but let's also try to, if we can, move out these concentrated cities, if at all possible, even if it's a small step. Because these concentrations of, or these population centers with the Venezuelans and with the social settings that they're setting up is not conducive to just mental, spiritual, emotional health. I mean, I'm gonna ask a question. In your personal lives, how many people do you know that are high functioning? And I ain't talking about job, I mean just in life. Like, they're effectively facing challenges. They're upbeat for the most part. They have a good aura when you're in their presence. They uplift others, or you happy when they come around, or you feel better when they're around you, just by default. You know what I mean? How many people do y'all know like that? Just a question, though, because I don't know no whole lot. Now, people have said, now granted, I kind of restrict myself as far just to keep my energy where it's at, because people are draining. Not people in and of themselves, the people I run into for the most part. But like my man, shout out to my man Blue Hundo, he was down on this end and hollered at him. And like 3-4 hours just flew by and I ain't realized. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't thinking in the back of my mind. Like I was in the moment. I was in the present moment. You know what I'm saying? It was enjoyable. Just kicking it with a partner. You know what I'm saying? Where like all the other concerns or whatever is null and void at that point. Well, I'll get back to that later. You know what I'm saying? These things that are truly healthy and harmonious to us. Good conversation. Sharing a good meal with somebody. Doing a random act of kindness. You see what I'm saying? Does any of that, like, I'm just curious. I'm just taking a litmus test here. You know what I mean? But this is, as I say, it's insane. And here's what I also know and understand. It's going to get exponentially worse, especially as we keep trending towards this election, if we have one. I saw a video where women were saying they weren't going to give men box, or they were going to divorce their husbands if they don't. Now women are now they're trying to shame and guilt you and almost socially extort you into voting for a person that's not for you. I'm going to extort you into giving me more power. And if you don't, you can't mess with me. The delusion. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, if you're married or in a relationship, you can't just break free because, you know what I'm saying, you're kind of financially tied in. One of them, it's cheaper to keep her. But now, I don't know if that song really exists in application. It might be cheaper to keep her, but it's more expensive to your brain cells to stay with her. Message. I'm walking away from anything not conducive to me. And I just morphed into that. Yeah, I could have stayed at the job and turned a blind eye, but I ain't want to. I don't want to be around y'all no more. Well, it's a job you can't. Yeah, I know. But I can change what I do about it. I'm gone. I'm a holler at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oh, quit on them twice. So that just goes to show my character and what I have done. If I quit and y'all hire me back and I quit again, that's more indicative of y'all than me. And they, I don't even want. See, I'm more of the observative, analyzing type, right? But trust and believe, all's not lost, yo. We just gotta, press in. Like the old folks used to tell you, just press in. Just go through, you know what I'm saying? Really ain't nothing gonna happen you can't handle. The temptation is to do something or react or respond in a way that would actually make the situation harder on you. That's why, I've come to this understanding of being stoic and, you know what I'm saying, emotional intelligence. Because that's part of it too. Put you under so much stress that you lash out, crash out, and now here come the consequence. Because you couldn't, hold up or you couldn't remove yourself or you couldn't critically think in the midst of an emotion. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of it, let's say you pass that test, they get mad, they can't put you in the trick bag. You can't please these folks. It's either let me use you and destroy you, but if you're smart enough not to do that, I'll hate you and try to destroy you. Where's I'm living at, folks? It's mad wild, big. And as we see everything being torn apart, yo, everybody hiding, everybody being exposed. It's not even so much the exposure, it's the fear of being exposed. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I've been through that. Like, I've been exposed, like my dirt and all that. I did that before I even started going to treatment because it was on my conscience. So now let's say you would have hypothetically exposed something. Yo, I told everybody that already. And I haven't done it in a significant amount of time. And I'm no longer that person. Can you say the same thing? You know what I'm saying? But let me get on up out you. I was just coming with some more free-flowing thoughts on the Bamboozled Again News Network. Cover your six. Ooh, ah!